Here's Claire Hanna, who is covering Bosnia and Herzegovina in Toronto. Claire, you had an eventful day covering Canada's first World Cup opponent. Peel back the curtain for us on a day in the life of a World Cup reporter.
Well, Jay, I've only been covering this team since Sunday, but it feels like Bosnia and Herzegovina are trying to make it as hard as possible for media, specifically the Canadian media, to access their players. And today, they changed the time of training with little to no notice. So players were supposed to be available at 5:45 to do interviews, with training starting at 6 p.m. However, they shifted everything to be an hour earlier, and if you still look on the FIFA Media Hub, it says that they're supposed to be speaking at 5:45 and 6 p.m. They didn't notify anybody. Now, normally during training sessions, media are allowed to watch about 15 minutes, and then they're asked to leave when the team starts working on set plays. And it's a PR member of the team that comes over and tells the media to get out. Well, it was head coach Sergei Barbares that came over to the media. He stopped practice. All of the Bosnia and Herzegovina players were just standing there watching as he made sure each member of the media left. Now, most media members didn't get an opportunity to do the interviews because of the shift to an hour earlier. However, TSN was there earlier enough. But when we got the chance to speak to two players, Nikolaj Kadic and Nikolaj Vasil, we were only allowed to ask two questions in English before we were cut off, as you're about to see.
Just to be surrounded of our people.
Nicola, you beat Wales when you guys were in the...
Sorry.
We're the rights holders. We need to get more questions.
I don't know someone. It's a bit late.
So as you can see, Vasil then goes to speak to Bosnia members of the media, and they're allowed to ask multiple questions. Now, it's interesting because we weren't able to speak to any players on Sunday when they arrived at the airport. Yesterday, the team didn't train, and there was also no media availability, meaning the next time we'll get to speak to players will be on Thursday, match day -1, because tomorrow on Wednesday, they're also not making any players available to the media. So it's really hard to get access to this team right now.
Boy, Claire, frustrating day for you. Like, if you include the lack of player access that you had on Tuesday, that's frustrating enough. But there was something else a little suspicious that the Bosnia and Herzegovina team were doing during media availability.
Okay, so something really interesting happened while the media were scrumming the player Nikolaj Vasil. The sprinklers came on right in the middle of everything, soaking one reporter. I got a bit of a spritz in my hair. It's dried up already, but some camera equipment was soaked, and we're really not able to tell if this was intentional by staff from Bosnia and Herzegovina turning on the sprinklers in the middle of this scrum, or if it just happened by coincidence. But I will say, I think the forecast is calling for some rain, unfortunately, on Friday during this match. And as they say, it's important to practice how you play. So we will be prepared for all types of weather on Friday.
Claire, thank you. Now let's talk to our TSN soccer analyst, Kevin Kilban. Kevin, what do you think about the mind games Bosnia and Herzegovina are playing with the Canadian media?
Yeah, I actually felt for Claire Hanna trying to get words out of the Bosnian players. But from my experience, this is fairly standard for the European teams. I would have remembered even being part of sides myself, whether that be playing with Ireland at international level or even at club level, where at the drop of the hat, training will be changed, and it will be more so to throw the broadcasters, journalists, or whoever it would be that want to be at the training session, just to mess them around half the time. Many coaches would do that. So I think a lot of the time it's just more that we do it our way, not even what FIFA say. So I think they'll probably get a little bit of a slap on the wrist now. They'll be told that you've got to do it a certain way. You've got to play ball with host broadcasters and other broadcasters along the way. But it'll probably then, these old habits will come back and we'll start to see it down the line. So as I said, this is fairly standard stuff over in Europe and how they would do things, yeah.
Yeah, very entertaining for us. Less so for Claire Hanna, who's doing a great job covering the Bosnia and Herzegovina team for us here at TSN. Canada against Bosnia and Herzegovina this Friday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. You can see it on TSN, CTV, and Crave.